every bad thing that you find comes into your life, every difficulty, every challenge, every heartbreak that comes into your life, thousands of other things have been turned away. But this one got through because God says, I'm going to weigh the glory it will produce against the pain it will cause. And if the glory outweighs the pain, if I can take this and enrich her and make her stronger, then I'm gonna let it get into her life, and I'm gonna walk her through it. And when her little boy is 3 months old, she builds this little ark, and she takes her son and she places him in the basket, and she begins this walk from the doorway of her house to the edge of the Nile. Can you imagine that walk? As she, I have to imagine that she didn't hold the basket the way her flesh wanted to, pressed up against her chest as if it were her very life, because if she did that, somebody might guess what's in it. And so she had to hold it loosely. God calls on us to hold the things He's put into our lives loosely. And she takes the basket and she walks that walk, and every step from her house to the edge of the Nile River is a walk of crucifixion. It is her Via Dolorosa. She is dying to the mother flesh that never wants to take its hands off. And she gets to the edge of the Nile River, basket grasped in her hands, wades out into the Nile, maybe until the water is up to her hips. And then she does the hardest thing she will ever in her life do. Harder than being a slave in Egypt. Harder than anything she has ever done. She has to take her hands off and let it go. And when she does that, that little basket travels the path it had always been destined to travel. Have you ever noticed that God is a micromanager? When she let that basket go, everything had to be in place so that he ended up exactly where God wanted him. And so as she walks out that crucifixion, as she lets that basket go and feels the nails tearing her flesh, and that little basket takes the course it's destined to take, and then you remember how the story ends. Jochebed receives Moses back as the Pharaoh's daughter who adopted him looked for a nursemaid. And so Jochebed now holds her son in her arms again. Crucifixion, resurrection. But here's the difference. When she put him into the Nile, he was a slave. When she received him back from the Nile, he was a prince. It's all in the letting go.